Hello and welcome to episode 104 from Dirty Talk Sessions. Today I'm doing this session without my wife, without She's a Phoenix. She's not feeling well, so she won't be joining us for today's session. But again, I'm here with my guest today is one of my old school friends from the scene, from the Dubai scene. And the guy been around for a while. He's one of the few Emarati prog slash djent, one of these, prog and djent metal guys, which he discovered, he started, doing all these new sounds and new music, and he started his own project called Emadi. So his name also is Ahmad Al Emadi, so he just named it after himself. And it's very cool that I got this guy on board because just like a couple of days ago, he got nominated for through Musiv Awards that happened in Dubai, I think 2 nights ago. And we're going to go through all these details later on through the session because I want him to talk about it. So without any further ado, I'll get my friend on board. Ahmed Al Emadi, thank you very much for joining us for this session, brother.
Hello, Ahmed.
How are you, man? How's things?
Good.
All good?
Alhamdulillah. How's everything with you?
I'm all good, man. How's things with you, man? Thank you very much for joining us for this session, bro.
Thank you for having me, man.
It's
an
all
honor.
good, man. It's all good. So, I usually give a tiny introduction to the guests, but I don't go full on because I want them themselves to, have all the red carpet for themselves so they can explain them, introduce themselves and, just tell the people, about your journey.
I mean, I believe you've already, mashallah, you've said everything. So, as Ahmed already said, my name is Ahmad Al Emadi. I have a music project named after myself, Emadi, which I started about a year ago. I'd say roughly about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Released my second single, and that was a single that got nominated for 3 categories for the Musiv Awards. Unfortunately, I didn't win, but it was just humbling enough to to be nominated in the first place.
Exactly.
What I was also very happy to see was 2 other metal bands get nominated and actually win. One of them was Metarust.
Yep.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to the guys, yeah.
Very, very proud of them. Mashallah alayhim. The second group was Callous Minds. Shout out to them too.
Callous Minds, yeah, man. They're both of these bands. They're frontmans. They've been on the show before. Manav and Safe. They've been on the show, and they are very they're cool cats, and they also had a very, very hectic run when they were doing the music and writing for the band and stuff like this. But other than that, the focus today it's on you, and we want to know, I was always we remember back in the days, I think I met you in 2009 or 2010, and
way earlier than that, actually.
I think, but
way
again,
earlier.
it was around that time when we started hanging out and sitting and
True.
chilling and talking about all this, because that was the first thing, the mutual love of metal music got us together, so tell us about the back in the days, what was that whole thing that you ended up doing this right now, from where you started, what was your early days, what you started with, what was that drive behind this whole thing?
Okay, so I was in a couple of projects back then, which didn't really do much with it, pretty much stuck to the shadows.
Okay.
Bit of a shy one I was back then. Was more into the whole black metal and death metal scene back then.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Grew out of it. Yeah. Grew out of it. I was heavily into it too. Grew out of it. Life happened, work happened, a lot of things happened. Literally dropped my instruments, dropped everything for about 5.5 to 6 years.
Wow.
Right after that, a series of unfortunate events happened in my life, which sort of lit that fuse in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that's it. I need to jump back into music again. And when that happened, I had completely disregarded metal as a whole. Completely. I was purely into scores and soundtracks. All I wanted to do was scores and soundtracks because
Which again,
that's what I was doing
yeah,
back in college. So I used to write a lot of film score for the short films
nice. That's fucking great, man.
in college. So a common friend of ours, Rez.
Yep. Shout out to Rez. Rez was on the sessions in
Shout
2020
out,
as well.
yeah, shout out to Rez.
Yeah.
So
That was a fucking.
Rez,
That was a trip with Rez, man. Anyway, we'll get into that. So yeah, so Rez, yeah.
yeah, so Rez touched base with me again, and he was like, "Why'd you let go of metal and that sort of stuff?" I was like, "Man, halas, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm literally sick and tired of it. My ears are tired of it. I don't want to listen to any black metal. I don't want to listen to any death metal. I'm done." He was chilling in my house. He's like, "Fine, can I show you some stuff that you may like?" I'm like, "Rez, no, I'm sorry, no. Put on some jazz, put on some Hans Zimmer, put on some lo-fi music if you want. I'm good." He's like, "Man, just listen to me. Do it." I'm like, "Fine." The first thing Rez turns on for me was, what was it? Was Sky Harbor.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I was completely blown away by the music, by the production, by the skill set, by everything. And that just completely blew me away. And that's when I was like, okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm searching for. You know, it's something new to my ears. Right after that, he starts getting me into stuff like Tesseract, slowly into Viljarta, and
Oh yeah.
Periphery. Yeah. So things pretty much grew from there, and Rez found his way to pull me back in.
Because when you're saying all these things, because I remember how it's not that you were like closed up. It was like, you were in your own element, and you like kind of like, you didn't want to like listen to other things. I don't know. I felt it this way. I remember like we used to listen to Djent
Very
and stuff
stubborn.
like kind of stubborn.
Very
Yeah,
stubborn.
kind of.
Yeah, a kind of stubborn. Very stubborn. Very stubborn.
By the way, guys,
Still-
he
still
changed
stubborn.
a lot. No, you changed a lot, like day and night. Mashallah, mashallah. Like day
Alhamdulillah,
and fucking
alhamdulillah.
night, man. But it's good.
Alhamdulillah.
It's good that one of our mutual friends actually like pushed you to do this. And basically, you had. I mean, you were in touch with a bunch of the guys that we used to chill with, which all of them, they're like amazing musicians, and.
I mean, that happened, by the way, also because of Rez. I'm sorry to cut you off, by the way.
No,
Also because of
it's
Rez.
fine.
Again,
I mean, that's good.
So-
That's good. At least, like, Rez was the main reason behind this whole thing happening.
so what had happened exactly, Rez came over. He was kind enough to take a video shoot of me for literally the first video that went
I
on
remember.
my page, which
I
was a
remember.
playthrough of a song that is not yet done yet. It's called ML. For
ML.
for those, no, ML. So
Oh, Hope.
for Hope, yeah.
Okay,
So it
Amal in
translates
Arabic.
to
Yeah,
Hope.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
translates to Hope. So he speaks to me. He's like, "Why don't you touch base again with Aaron and Vinit?" I'm like, "Aaron and Vin." I'm like, "Yeah, they're skilled. Like I remember those guys are solid, but those guys are straight up death metal guys." They're like, "No, Ahmed,
Hey,
no,
not death
They've
metal.
changed.
Not death metal. Tech death.
Tech death, tech death, purely tech death."
Yeah.
So
It's
I was
freaking
like,
weird, but that's the good thing. Aaron and Vinit and Nish and all these guys, they are they are very versatile. They like that extreme
Extremely.
type of they like that extreme type of music, but on the other side, they know their shit. Like especially Vin, oh my lord. This guy, I was in a project with him, and he's just insane. Literally just insane.
Vin is great. So he's like, "No, they're not just straight up death metal guys or tech death guys." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "They're literally into the same stuff you're into. Reach out to them." So at the time, I was just folding up the first track of my single, which was Reap and Sow Part 1.
Hmm.
Yeah. I called in Aaron and Vin, and literally out came Reap and Sow Part 2 from them. So it was co-written with them both.
I mean, the thing is that uh, I never thought that Aaron would join a project because how anal he is when it comes to music. I mean, although I fucking love Aaron, Aaron is a dope person and he's a great bassist, but again, he's a kind of a guy that straight up he will tell you if he doesn't like your shit, or your shit has potential, or if he likes it he will join it. I mean, you get what I'm saying, yeah?
He's sort of just like me. That's why me and him gel very well, because we're very straightforward. If we don't like something, we'll just say it straight up.
So this whole thing happened because of Rez, and why you chose what was the whole thing that the genre of Djent and this experimental type of ambient, because you said you were into movie scores and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So Djent is a very good genre, subgenre to experiment also with different sounds and a lot of ideas. So was that your your main goal to go and become a Djent artist? Or
actually no, that was not the case. I wanted to start off scores and soundtracks meet a bit of prog here and there. Okay, so while writing Reap and Sow Part 2, the vision I had for it was to go more on the prog side. If you've heard of Victoria, it's a prog band.
Okay.
Mainly founded by Josh Dilla, great guitarist, amazing musician.
Okay,
very skilled.
I don't know them, dude. Okay, carry on.
I was going towards that direction. Vin comes in and just changes everything for the better.
Yeah, okay.
For the better. So I had more of an ambient prog kind of direction going on. Vin goes home. 24 to 48 hours later, he drops the track on the group. He's like, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "Okay, that's something different."
He made something that you cannot play.
Basically. Basically, there were certain parts which we had to change. I was like, "Vin, this is way too technical, man. Change it."
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I had the same experience with him. I left the project because I had to do my surgeries and everything, and I came back. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Everything is fucking complicated, bro. What happened?
Basically.
But again, as you said, he doesn't change it to make it complicated for no reason. It actually has a purpose, And again, he's a very he's a cool dude. He listens to you and he sees where he can, cut corners and here and there. But
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, his music production level it's amazing, man. I mean, he has his own project, Cosmic Toads, which is
Cosmic Toads.
That's
some solid. That's some solid stuff. That's some solid prog stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Man. Come on, man. I mean, I've tried to get Ven on the fucking session, but these guys are they don't want to, they kind of camera shy and stuff.
Vin is way more introverted than I am. I thought I was introverted. Vin is on another level of introvert.
That's exactly what I meant. You were an introvert, but now now since you started, I mean, since I met you maybe a few years back, and everything was complete. Your aura was different. It's I was like, okay, this is a different Ahmad. And when you started putting music out, I was really happy. And it's been a while, because I know that you were part of a couple of bands and it didn't work out, and a lot of fucking bullshit in the middle. And again, once you have your own project and you're the director of the thing, it's way easier to do things. Yeah. Exactly.
And
I mean, that was your
goal as well. I would not say easier. Especially when you have to bear the entire responsibility on your own, from composition to writing to pre-production to post-production,
promoting it, marketing and all these things.
Yeah. That's when I start to have my usual psychological breakdowns and start calling up Vin for my tech issues.
Oh man, dude. I mean, the thing is that okay, so these guys joined in. So was it a final plan that you wanted Vin to work with you on the project, or you had other people on mind?
No.
Or so you had zero people on mind?
It was purely set. Aaron and Vin, I wanted to feature them both on Reap and Sow Part 2.
Which Aaron did vocals as well, yeah?
Yeah, Aaron was on vocals. Me and Vin did everything else.
That's the thing. I didn't know that Aaron can sing.
He shocked me. He shocked me because I was looking for someone who can sing, you know, somewhat sort of the same style of Daniel Tompkins from sorry, what do you call it? Tesseract.
Tesseract, yeah. I was about to say I was mixed up with Sky Harbors, which again he is the guy from Sky
same
Harbors
guy,
as well. Yeah,
same guy. So Aaron comes in, and I was like, "Yeah, man, show me what you got." It's been years. He starts singing, and I was like, "Okay, okay, here we go."
Well, that's a good thing. Like he has the lungs for that, and he can sing clean.
He has it.
Which is really. Did he try any like growlings or like some harsh vocals?
I tried to push him for that. He would not accept it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What was the reason?
I don't know. He just said it's not my thing. I was like, "Halas, if it's not your thing, you do you. I just want you to be you."
But
basically.
So far, how many songs you put out? Is it like it's an EP, yeah?
No, I have 2 singles, each consisting of 2 tracks each, so 4 in total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's 2 per single.
Okay, and what I was about to ask you, like, what was the main reason that you went with the project and you named it after your own, like your own name?
My own name.
Yeah,
okay,
like
so
what was the origin, the whole idea and the concept that it came to you?
I mean, it was pretty simple because one fine night I was sitting down trying to brainstorm some ideas for some names and kept going on and on and on. And at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? It's my project. Why not just call it Emadi?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a reason behind that. Ever since I was in high school, all the way up to now,
Mm-hmm.
in my job, with my responsibilities, no one has ever called me Ahmed. No one.
I called you Ahmed.
Only you. Otherwise, it was always Emadi. Hello, Emadi.
Okay.
The report. Where is it? Where are you? So I got used to it. I was like, you know what? I'll just call it as that, and that's it.
So, I mean, that's enough reason. Which again, it's like I don't see enough projects that they're named after the same like person. There's very like few of them. But I mean, again, it's your project. You are the man behind it, and it's great to name it after yourself because I think you have another band as well, yeah, which is in the
Well,
making.
I was about to get to that. Yeah, it's almost done. It's almost done. So the lineup is me, Aaron, and Nishit.
Oh, Nishit. Yeah, Nish, man. That guy is
Nishit.
another tech death guy.
He's another story on his own, and I'm gonna get into that. So, initially, I wanted it to be me, Vin, Aaron, and Nish.
Mhm.
But knowing Vin, he's just musically very busy. He's involved in so many projects.
Yep.
He's like, "Sorry, guys, I can't." I was like, "Okay, fine." So far, it's me, Aaron, and Vin.
Mhm.
So we started a band called Cypher. So far, it's a 3-piece prog djent band.
It's all instrumental, yeah. So
Nope.
far,
Aaron
Oh,
is singing.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
playing bass. Kudos.
No, he's just singing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Anyways, so yeah, it's the 3 of us. We are almost done with our first track, which is our first single. These past couple of weeks, we've been busy shooting content, pictures, reels, doing all that stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've been very preoccupied with Cypher. Everything should go on Instagram and Spotify and everything else post Ramadan, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah,
So
that's the aim.
I mean, we're gonna talk a bit more about Cypher as well, but coming back to the your own project Emadi, where your creative process comes from. Do you like?
So everything about Emadi is personal. It's a story. Reap and Sow Part 1 is a story. Reap and Sow Part 2 is a story. My second single, Caution Said the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
The Monolith is a story.
Yep.
Same goes for Caution Said the Wind. So these are all very personal stories, which I basically translate into my music.
Hmm. So you decided that you want this concept and you went with it.
Exactly.
That's good. I mean, like, but there is. I think these things happen when you are in, like, you are in charge. You can put all your emotions into that track, and, like, you can write it the way you want it, which it's rarely happen
Exactly.
for musicians. When you're in a
Exactly.
band, it's just like, you know a mishmash of everyone's, what they want and what they don't want. But other than that, do you have any, like like before you start composing, do you need to get into like a mindset? Do you have like a ritual, or, like, do you do yoga or something like this
I
to
actually
meditate?
meditate.
Oh, you
Yeah, yeah.
meditate.
Yeah. I do meditate. I mean, being how life is nowadays, living, such a busy
Hmm.
lifestyle, running around left and right,
Hmm.
uh, your brain gets pretty foggy.
I mean,
So
I
I
mean,
found meditation for me, sort of clears the fog in my head. Right after that is when I start to jump into music making.
like, I know you're like treating this project as like as well, like an emotional release as well, because you know you're writing music. So if there's no emotions into it, and
Exactly.
if you cannot put your 100% in the track, it's useless. And
Completely useless.
it's
It's
the
completely
thing is,
useless.
like, yeah, I understand, because nowadays life is just getting harder, and it's not that life is getting harder, just like life is getting busier with, like, you want it
And
or you don't
faster.
want, and faster, exactly. So there's a lot
Mm.
of other things that, they clash with your, with your composition state of mind when you are like, because sometimes it happens to me. I come up with some lyric line while I'm about to sleep, you know. I'm sure it happened to you, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like insane,
I,
insane, like, when, as a musician in this part of the world, that we need to go through all these things. And it's good to see that people actually putting their emotions into the songs, and they're working, at least they're doing something, you know. But other than that, I was about to bring this up. Like, back in the days, you were like a hardcore black metal person. So, are you thinking of adding any black metal element? Because there is a bit.
I,
I can feel it in the music.
yes, it is. Look,
And the
that will always linger over there. That
cautious set to the wind, that one has a bit
causes at the
of.
wind. Yeah,
It
yeah.
has, it has
The
black metal.
ambient black metal thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. It does.
So it didn't
So
die
yeah,
with
that
you.
is. I mean, it's still there. It sort of resurfaces every once in a blue moon.
Because I remember you showed me Oliver, and Oliver being one of these unique black metal bands, which again, they're kind of, now they're not even black metal anymore. They're like
No, they're not.
electronic.
They're not. Electronic, yeah.
Which is like, it's nice, because you were the guy who showed me this. And I remember even back in the days you used to, what was that other band you showed me? Agaloch. I don't know how to pronounce their band name. They were also like, ambient black metal, post type of black metal. They had a lot of
I've
instrumental.
forgotten a lot of bands,
Yeah.
man. I've forgotten a lot of black metal bands. I just completely pulled out and just vanished, and all of a sudden I'm here again.
Do you remember your looks back in the days wearing Dark Throne long sleeve?
Dark Throne Mayhem shirts, yeah. It
Man,
was
good
good
old
times,
days,
man.
man. Good old days, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
simple times.
dude, and you remember the all ages gigs back in the days.
I remember those. Oh yeah, I
So,
remember those.
like, it was good times, man. People were enjoying. There was a lot of gigs happening. There was a lot of bands, which again, that's the sad part, that most of these bands that they were active back in the days, they're not active anymore. And like, what do you have to say about this thing? Because like, the Dubai music scene, like the Dubai metal slash rock scene, is trying to always, like, thrive and put music out. New bands come and go, but where do you think the musician, like, not the musicians, the music scene lacks? Where do you think is the problem?
Before I actually get into that, first I'm gonna say shout out to you for for being one of the OGs who's still stuck around, which is AKB. I mean, I remember from back in the day, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, man.
So
It means the
props,
world.
no problem. Props to you on that.
Cheers, man.
So here's a short story. So I stopped going to gigs, shows, whatever it may be, for well around 10 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it was last week. It was last week where this Indian band came down. It was
Gutslit.
Gutslit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aaron called me. He's like, calm, 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 calm. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go.
It's their shit. That's why.
Yeah. I go and I felt completely out of place.
Why?
One, it's been 10 years. Two, new faces.
Oh yeah.
Completely new faces. No one I know aside from Aaron and Vin. But then I look to my right and I see two guys coming towards me to give me a huge hug. One is Barney from Nerve Cell.
Shout out to
Shout
them.
out to them. Shout out to them for actually putting metal or
Like they
sorry,
paved, yeah,
paving
they
the way
paved
for it.
Yeah, they paved the way for
Not-
us.
Not only in the UAE but the entire region. Shout out
Yep.
to them.
Yep.
And the second person was Mahmoud.
I saw
Perversion.
Mahmoud. Yeah. He lost
So
a lot
it
of
was-
weight
it was,
as well.
He did.
Yeah.
It
Well,
it
that's
was,
the thing. That's the thing. These are the fucking legit bands. Like, they were doing old school death fucking metal, brutal death metal.
Yeah.
They were doing this back in the days when there were not, like, there was not much of audience for these things, but people got into it and, started, like, this guy tells the other guy. And again, as you said, like, these guys, the OGs of this whole movement.
The OGs of the scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see these guys come back in again. I really want to see these guys come back in again.
Who doesn't, man? Because I mean, with the whole unfortunate things that happen, and like bands disband, and like members move along or move away, it's just sad because there's a lot of good talent over here. Literally, I was very sad in 2021 when one of the organizers got in touch with us, and literally the 5 bands that we were playing on the show, we were the only active ones remaining. Literally, COVID hit everyone very badly, and even a lot of bands disbanded, people moved away, a lot of people lost their jobs. Things happen, you understand?
Yeah, I know.
So like the music scene, I was telling you this earlier in the day, it has multiple reasons why it's on and off. But I'm happy that still there is artists such as you that you actually you said fuck it, I'm gonna put shit out, and you're happy, you're doing it, it's the shit that you like, and you see you got fucking nominated for 3 things, man.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
It's like
I
was telling you,
forever grateful for that.
I was telling you started less than a year, okay? I mean less than a year with the whole promotion thing. Okay, you were doing your music, you were doing your composition, but the marketing side of it was it's like almost a year, and you got nominated for 3 things, which was the best video of the year, and
it was best artwork of the year.
oh sorry, best artwork. Yeah, my bad.
For Caution Said the Wind, it was Emarati Artist of the Year, and it was Debut Recording Artist of the Year.
Which again,
I didn't win it, but again, alhamdulillah, being nominated was enough.
I mean,
for me.
itself is an achievement because, as I told you,
Exactly.
we are in this fucking scene for like over a decade. No one even knows the band name. It is good, and I'm happy and I'm proud that at least I know like people around me that these people that that's the main purpose of my sessions as well on on Convos and Chill. It's that I love to shed light on the musicians and on the artists that they actually need that support, and they need to be heard. You understand where I'm going with this? Because
Appreciate that, man.
There's a lot happening in this region. As you even said, even when you went to the ceremony, there was a lot of rap artists, pop artists, which we are not aware of.
Exactly.
Within ourselves, the whole metal community, there is a lot of talent, which I hope one day someone just take the reins and help us out, and oh man, I don't want to
Inshallah.
open that thing.
Let's not.
But again, okay, back to the Ahmadi thing. What was the thing
Yeah.
that inspired you the most to start playing and making music? What was that main thing, that main push that you were like, okay, you know what? Okay, Rez pushed me, this guy pushed me, but you know, fuck it, I just gonna put my heart into it.
Okay, are you talking about
Ahmadi.
when I started playing? Okay, just purely Emarati.
Yeah, purely Ahmadi. Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned this earlier. So it was a series of unfortunate events which took place in my life, and I needed to find a healthy, some other healthy outlet aside from working out. And I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm gonna go back to music again, and that's what I did. Went picked up a Strandberg. Now I picked up a 7-string Aristides, and
Okay. Which
Yep.
actually I wanted
It's-
to ask you about that, like the tuning and the guitar and the gear that you used for this, for these couple of tracks that you put out. So you used the 7-string.
Yep.
Do you have the headless one? Yeah.
The Strandberg is headless. Yes.
Yeah. So, was it like a difficult thing to understand how to use the instrument? Because I mean, most of us we started with 6-string. Well, was
no,
it?
no.
So it wasn't a problem for you.
No. I was on 7 strings for quite a long time.
Really? I thought
yeah,
you were
yeah.
on 6-string because back in the day I
No,
remember at your place.
no, I had a 6-string and I had a 7-string Ibanez
Hmm.
as well. Yeah, so
And
that's what I had. So
obviously,
no,
like-
it was nothing foreign to me.
I mean, 7-string with the guys, Aaron and these guys, is like, you know, taking them to the candy shop, you know, like they can do a lot of things with that.
It's their cup of tea. It's their
Oh,
cup
man.
of tea, basically.
So, what was the main artist that influenced you? Okay, aside of Tesseract and like, you know, the Djent
Oh.
genre, what was the other
That
type
would-
of music that really was a huge, major influence on your project?
Okay, so aside from the metal genre, I would say it would be Hans Zimmer.
I'm sure you went for it.
Of course. Did not miss it for the world. So, Hans Zimmer,
Hmm.
Ramin Djawadi,
I don't know that guy.
another music composer,
Hmm.
Danny Edelman, many others.
Because I know you do listen to a
Steve
lot of other
Jablonski.
things. Yeah, you do listen to a
Yeah.
lot of other music producers that they are not metal, which is
Yeah,
again.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I don't even listen to metal on my free time. By the way, I avoid it as much as possible.
Yep. I agree with that.
I
yeah.
try to avoid it as much as possible. I listen to anything else. I listen to jazz. I listen to blues. I listen to electronic music, rap, hip hop,
Oh, nice.
anything. I listen to anything and everything, but metal. I
Mm.
try to steer away from it as much as possible. I try to get influenced by other genres to try to translate it into what I'm doing with Emadi.
That's great, man. That's great. So, you know, I just want to take a moment and thank everyone who's joining us now, and thanks a lot for the new follows and everything. And
Shout out to
you know,
everyone.
shout out to everyone. And whoever has a question, please drop it in the comments section. I'm sure Ahmed would be more than happy to answer a couple of them. And I'm because why I said this because my niece is in the comments. Vix Crypto, and she contacted me today. She started picking up guitar and she's like learning a bit, so she wanted to get a electric guitar. So you know, I had a small talk with her because I'm not a guitarist originally. I'm like a bassist. So I told her what I know, but I told her to tune in for this session as well, so she can, you know,
Okay.
if she wants to ask a couple of questions regarding guitars and stuff like this, which I
Sure,
want to talk to you about your gear. So you said you used the 7-string, and what other gear, like sound effects, did you use? A lot of VSTs on the thing, or you use like
Ton
did you
of
went
VSTs,
analogs?
Ton.
You
ton
didn't go
of
analog,
VSTs.
yeah? You didn't use a pedal or anything.
No. So I use amp sims mainly from Neural DSP.
Oh yeah, that one everyone is
they-
using it. Yeah.
They've served me well, honestly. They've served me really well. I don't see a reason for me to go for a proper amp. At least not yet. At
Mhm.
least I'm quite happy with it.
So like, what do you have as an advice for like a person who's trying to pick up the guitar? Like what type of guitar they need to go for. Like, what is the standard things that they need to keep an eye for, to be comfortable
Anything,
with the instrument.
I mean, anything that would fit comfortably in their hands. I mean, I would advise to always start with a square or a basic Fender pack.
Which
You go for those ones.
yeah, she
Yeah,
is
that's
looking for the
perfect.
Fender ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I mean, for me, I always like, I remember, sitting with Joe, Joe Barry, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, he was
That guy's another
another.
case on his own.
Yeah, he's a different animal by himself. Again, Vin's
Yeah.
crew and Aaron's crew. So
Then screw.
yeah, they
Yeah.
had a couple of fucking like tech death bands back in the days, and they were,
Discord. Yeah, Discord.
Discord, and they were crazy, man. Like,
They were nuts.
I don't even know how you come up with that. I remember RD. You remember RD, yeah, our good friend as
Of
well.
course.
So RD
Shout out
was
to him.
yeah, shout out to him, and I mean, like, he was saying this when we were. By the way, guys, what I'm talking about is one of the events that happened in the chill out place that we used to sit with Ahmed as well. It used to be like a cafeteria type of a place in
Chai
Gera,
place.
yeah,
Chai.
chai place. It was like a taxi pit stop. So
Yeah,
we used to,
basically.
dude, like 10 fucking metalheads like dressed up in, like metal t-shirts and sitting over there. We just like, I remember RD came back from a jam they had with Discord, and he was so happy. It's like Vin wrote a riff that Joe couldn't play. You know how anal is Joe when it comes to technical shit.
Yeah, I
So,
know. He's super techy.
It was really really funny. I just remembered that, and I really miss those days, man. I mean, it was good days. We were simple, things were simple. As you said, there was a lot of gigs, a lot of other bands were playing, and there was much more energy, I feel.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Times were really different back then. I mean, I told you I just went to a gig last week, and
yeah.
I completely felt out of place. Completely out of place. I was like, "Oh, what is this?
Are you going
I'm
for
not used to this anymore."
Are you going for the next couple? Like, there's another two coming up. There's tomorrow.
I heard. I heard. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll see. I'll see.
Anyway, we're gonna be checking a couple of your tracks as well, but before that, I really wanted to, because why I'm asking you this question, because your genre is very versatile, and you can actually like just make a simple, clean track, and it can fit the genre. You get where I'm going with this. But what is those, like, any musicians you like to collaborate with? Not
One
on the
in specific.
like not like from again, it can happen, it can be from the Dubai scene or like from the international scene, who are like,
No. This one is from the international scene, and it's one person in specific. It
one.
would be, yes, one in specific, which was, or actually has always been my biggest inspiration, and that would be Ben Sharp from Cloud Kicker.
Oh man, fucking Cloud Kicker, man, I fucking love that
Yeah,
band. Dude,
Cloud Kicker.
I remember, who showed me Cloud Kicker?
Who?
Daoud.
Dawood.
Man, that's the thing. These guys, I mean, Vin, Joe, and all these guys, they used to listen to these things back in 2010.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, fuck, I was still in my whole fucking hip hop and like nu metal, and which I'm still,
New metal.
I didn't fucking grow, but I'm saying, like, they were, again, these guys, they were advanced, and they were actually like, showing a lot of good artists to us. Like, I remember Tesseract was around the same time. Who else was around the same time? Periphery, which again, I
Yeah.
much more like Bulb. Bulb is way better in my opinion. Misha Mansour's
Okay.
project. But yeah, man, like, Cloud Kicker is an amazing artist. But
Yeah.
talking about Cloud Kicker, because they have different instruments, they actually incorporate a lot of different instruments in their tracks. Some of their tracks. Do you have any specific instrument that you really like to add to the Emadi project, that you never got the chance to
I
fiddle around?
that I never got the chance to.
I mean, if you have.
I
if you-
mean, the ones I have were the string sections for the track, the Monolith. Okay.
Okay.
If I mean, one fine day, if I can get like a proper orchestra to actually record live strings, that
Mm-hmm.
would be my dream come true, actually.
Oh, okay, okay. So you,
Yeah, that would be my dream come true.
dude, that's amazing, man. Dude, that would be amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, go ahead.
because I told you, my main passion is, anyways, scores and soundtracks.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
understand,
so
but
that's where
you,
yeah, so I like to incorporate a lot of that into my music. So it sort of feels like it's a movie in a sense.
it's like explaining a story as well. I mean, that's the beauty
Exactly.
behind this type of music. You know, it's like it's limitless. It's not, again, it's like you can say it's genreless, if that's even a word. But
That's the whole concept
yeah,
of Emadi. Basically, everything and nothing. Do I fall strictly under Djent? No.
no,
Do I fall strictly under Prog? No.
it's again,
Everything
it's a
and
mix of
anything.
everything. Yeah,
It's a mix of everything.
which is a good
I don't
segue.
like to limit myself. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Which is a good segue. Now, I was actually on the monologue song, so uh, let's go give it a listen. And okay, this is from
Sure.
your EP, yeah. By the way, what's the EP name? You
Not
said
EP, single.
a single. So this is
Single.
a single. So you
Yeah.
still didn't name it, like you didn't.
No, I did, which is Caution Said the Wind.
That's the whole. Like all these are part of that.
So the monolith
Mhm.
and the track Caution Said the Wind is from the single Caution Said the Wind.
Okay, okay, okay. I
Yeah.
get it. It's again, it's because it's your concept idea. It's like it's. You need to explain it a couple of times.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
But
I
other
get
than
it.
that, anyway, we're gonna be listening to the Monolith from Ahmadi's project. So we're gonna hear it, and we get back to Ahmed so he can explain to us the whole process behind this and how was the whole thing. So check it out. I really like this track, by the way. I told you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is what I meant. There is that black metal element. I can feel the black
Yeah,
metal
of
element.
course, of course. It's there. It's there. Yeah. It's a lot more than the other track. Caution Said the Wind. Yeah. That was the track that got nominated anyways.
Well, again, by the way, there is another thing that I was about to tell you. Your artwork. Sorry, I just dropped my vape. The artwork is made by Bundlehead, yeah?
Exactly, Akilish.
Yeah.
He's my go-to guy.
Dude, Akhilesh also did all the overlays for my show as well. So all the overlays you see, the Dirty Talk logo and everything is all made
He's
by
amazing.
Yeah, but like
He's
Akhilesh is a
amazing.
cool
He's
cat,
amazing.
man.
Shout
He's
out to him. Shout out to him. And by
yeah.
the way, he's the guy working on my new project's
Nice.
logo single cover for Cypher with
Yeah.
Aaron and Nish.
That's great, man. That's fucking great. I mean, again, he's one of the talent, one of those talents that no one knows about. You just need to fucking put him out there.
Exactly, exactly. So when I had told him, I was like, Akhilesh, Emadi's one of Emadi's nominations was artwork of the year. You know what that means, right? He's like, no. I was like, I was like, suit up. I was like, suit up, and you're coming with me to the awards. He's like, no, I'm not coming.
Oh, he did.
No. He didn't. No way. He's gonna show up. He's way too introverted. He's like, no. Don't do this to me. I'm like, no, you have to come. I'm like, you have to come. You did this.
Yep.
He's like, no. I'm not coming. I'm like, okay,
But dude,
fine.
it is it's like, for me, it's the whole picture of the mountain and the moon. It gives, first of all, that gamer type of thing that I really connect with. It has that Witcher type of feel to it. I don't know. I feel it that way. But it has a very strong message, as in, like, again, this is my perspective, and this is what I got from the artwork, is like you're battling your problems. There is a lot of obstacles ahead, but still, that person in the artwork looks like a warrior. So you're gonna take upon all these challenges. That's how I felt about it.
So this is actually based on a true story, which actually correlates to what the artwork is.
Okay.
So the front cover of Caution Said the Wind, obviously the man standing there is me.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mountain in front of you, and you have a monolith on top. So the mountain is the obstacle. The monolith on top is my ambition and where I want to go to in life. And
Awesome.
True story. So I did mention that there was a period where I had gone through a lot of trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into a lot of hiking and mountain climbing.
And you were driving a lot of bikes.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, I recall one fine day I went to one of the mountains. It was in Ras Al Khaimah, or I think Fajera. I went on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I went a bit too late, and it got kind of dark.
Mm-hmm.
So as it was getting dark, I couldn't see properly. I slipped and got injured. So yeah, so that's also part of the story and why it was called Caution Said the Wind. So I had imagined as if there was some sort of voice in the wind actually telling me, be careful. While me being me,
That's very
I
genius.
was pressing forward.
It's very genius, and I really like. I mean, I really enjoy and I really appreciate when the stuff has a backstory to it, because it makes it, like, sit with the audience or whoever is listening or whoever is watching better. They can connect to it better. And I'm really, really, really proud of you that you actually, like, again, these are the moments that you find yourself. You understand? This is the moments that you actually, like, you know what, fuck it. I have to do this, and I will get it off my chest. Which, again, man, it's amazing. But so this is. I was about to ask you what's the whole story behind the song and the name and everything, but it's
now
all like it's all correlated to the artwork, to the whole thing, and the song itself. It's very, like, calming. It has, like, anger into it, but again, it's like it. I feel it like it's kind of like the sailing part into the anger, like, you're using your anger to get through this obstacle. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's true. Most of my frustration you'll feel in Caution Said the Wind.
That's a beautiful track. That's a fucking beautiful track, man. I love that track.
That's where most of my frustration was, in fact.
I mean, we're, like, sorry if I'm, like, asking you this, and again, if you're not comfortable talking about it, because I do face it a lot as well, and it happened to me, so I put it in my music as well. Like, we released the single with my band called Bitch Tears. So all of us, we were frustrated, like literally
Okay.
every fucking member was frustrated, losing their jobs, losing their life, and all that shit. So, when it came to the time that we wanted to write, we just said we want to write a fuck you song. So, with the whole mental health, do you use it like? I sometimes I really get drowned in the whole problems and like the whole dark side of it, but I see the light and the creativity at the end. Do you feel the same? Do you really use it in this way?
I do. In fact, I'm a huge advocate for mental health, especially when it comes to men. The problem is, as men, and especially يعني نحن يعني عرب يعني or Arabs.
Yeah.
Sorry for speaking in Arabic.
Oh, that's fine. I'm here the
where-
translator.
Okay. So we're taught at a very young age to basically suck it up and suppress things, right?
Yeah, deal with it.
Exactly, deal with it. But little did we understand that as you grow older, these things tend to pile up. And once it piles up, it blows up. And when it blows up, it comes out in a very ugly manner. And it comes out really bad. So yeah, when it comes to mental health, that's like the top of my priorities. So anytime I feel, there's something off, I'll either probably go for a run, I'll go under the sun, get some sun, go to the beach, or I try to navigate it into my music and just like channel everything out through there. It's much more healthier this way.
I know, but for me, it will always been hard, and as to be honest with you, I'm one of these guys that I kind of don't understand the whole concept of meditation. Maybe because I don't know how to do it properly. Because my wife, she was always telling me you need to do yoga. It helps you. It's kind of it's an exercise, physical and your mind as well. But
and your breathing as well. Your breathing.
So it really helps. It really helps.
Yeah.
It really helps. I'm trying to ask you, what is the starter things? Like, what can I do? From where we can start? What is the first thing that we can?
As a start, learn how to breathe.
Okay.
We tend to forget how to breathe. Trust me, and you will only understand once you start getting into practice. Once you start getting into practice, you will realize that on certain moments or in certain situations, you've taught yourself how not to breathe. Makes sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
So starting with breathing, and then it's just like a practice basically. It needs to be
It's a
scheduled.
practice. It's
Because I always wanted to try it, but
it's
again,
discipline. It's discipline.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
It's discipline. The same amount of discipline you put into your life when it comes to work or music, whatever it may be, you need to put the same amount into your mental well-being as well.
But you saw a huge difference when you jumped into the thing and started doing
Major.
it helped you with the whole
Major.
project as well.
It did. It gave me a lot of mental clarity. And that's what you need when writing music, clarity. If your head is all fogged up, it's not going to work well for you at all.
I mean, okay, speaking of all these, getting used to this, to become a practice, to put it as a routine in your life, what other, sort of forms of art, I'm sure when you clear your mind, there's other things come to you as well, you get, passionate about different things. What was the other type of form of art that you like to dabble into? Did it come to you, or it was just strictly music?
Strictly music for now.
For now.
At least. Yeah. Who knows? I could probably dabble into something else in the near future. But as of now, and moving forward for the next few years, is going to be strictly music.
And do you plan to go on live with this project? Because
Inshallah, that is
when
the
we
plan.
can see
So,
you live?
I mean, that needs a lot of planning and preparation. I mean, Emadi is a solo act in the end of the day.
Hmm.
Finding a drummer, especially a drummer,
Okay.
to session for me is going to be a bit difficult. My hopes of going live is going to be with Cypher because, with Cypher, I have members.
Hmm.
But the only thing lacking so far
Again, is the drummer.
is the drummer, which is like the hardest part.
You know that we always have that guy in the bag, Ritesh.
Ritesh back then. Now apparently you have some other guy called Ziad who I met the
Yeah.
other day. Very nice guy.
Yeah,
Very nice guy.
yeah, Z is a crazy animal, man. That guy, dude, he jumps from different genres to different genres because
That's nice.
he's that type of a musician that he doesn't really linger on one type of music. But again,
Good.
he doesn't go into like different genres as in like, pop or like different form of music. It's mostly like proggy, heavy, death metal. Now he has a death metal phase. So
Mm.
so it is good to be like that, but again, it takes a lot of how to say it. You need to be really versatile and really up for it to learn new things.
Exactly. Especially getting into the whole
Yeah.
odd time signature stuff or
Which
the odd meter stuff.
thank you very much for reminding me. I wanted to ask you this, like the monolith. I mean, in general, Emadi, it's really based on the off-time signatures. Yeah, that was one of the things that you wanted to shine in the project.
Yeah. So that's just purely prog inspired.
So, like, was it difficult? Like, did you have any track that was super difficult to pull off, or like it was like pain in the ass till you finished it?
No, so far no. For Emadi, no. For Cypher, yes.
Cypher,
For Cypher, yes.
I know why.
Exactly. So while I was writing the riffs for Cypher, I literally had to harness Nishit a lot because he was going purely tech death. I had to stop him. I was like, Baba, calm down. Calm down.
Oh,
We are
yeah,
not
man.
a tech death band. We're a prog band. We're a Djent band. But yeah, it sort of reached to the point where, this odd time stuff just starts to come to you naturally. The more you start to listen to it, the more you start to practice and try to figure your way around the
To understand
metronome.
it and like and to
It just,
how
it
to
just,
use it.
It just comes in naturally. It's just one of those things. It'll either come to you naturally or it won't. There's no forcing it.
But I mean, like, prog itself, it's very versatile. Like, you have a lot of
It
different
is.
things, and like, which I won't be surprised if I see a prog hip hop track. It's like you can actually make it. It's like
You can.
it's like
You
trip
can.
hop.
I mean,
Trip hop is kind of
Trip hop.
proggy. Like you
In a
can-
sense, yeah.
Like you have what's the like couple of artists like Massive Attack, Portishead, 07, and there's a lot
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, yeah.
It's like again. Do you know about 07? Yeah,
I've heard of them.
dude.
Heard of it.
If you like Portishead and Massive Attack and trip hop, you
Yeah, I
will
do.
love
I
07.
do.
They have a lot of ambient type of music, and again,
My
by
kind
their
of stuff.
their standard, they have proggy elements in the track, which is very subtle. But you'll be like, what the fuck is? He's playing some 7/8 or like 13 by some shit. It's like it's nice to. Again, I understand when you say that you don't listen to metal, because once you listen to metal and you want to do a metal project, you're gonna end up kind of doing the same thing that you've been listening to.
Exactly.
It kind of
Exactly.
becomes
Which is
your muscle
why
memory.
I avoid it. I avoid it at all causes, as much as I can, at least.
And the thing why I'm saying this, because this was a advice from a different musician that we were auditioning him, which was our mistake. The guy was way ahead of his fucking thing, and the guy is do you know Rami Lakis?
No.
Dude, he's an insane bassist. He's a left-handed bassist. He plays a what you call the fretless bass. So,
Mashallah.
dude, he plays bleed, bleed from Meshuggah.
Yeah.
He plays it with fingers, and he's a left-handed.
Whoa.
He's an insane
Mashallah.
guy, man. He's an insane. So what happened? He came for an audition, and very politely, he kind of shat on all of us.
Okay.
He's like, but again, that was his advice. He said, you guys, as an original musician, you pick up your guitar or your bass or whatever for half an hour, okay, and you write something and you keep your instrument back, but he wakes up and he learns shit, okay, and that's his bread and butter. But the advice he told us that if you want to make something that stands out in the genre of metal, do not listen to metal at all. That which
Exactly.
I actually
And I
like,
totally
took to
agree.
heart. I took
I
to heart.
totally agree. I totally agree.
Like, did you ever get an advice from a different musician that they actually like told you, like, kind
No.
of a guidance? No one, yeah.
No, no,
Dude,
no.
they're
I was
very-
I was completely on my own. I was just completely on my own.
Okay,
So
that's good. That's good.
jumping into this, I just jumped into Emadi just blindly. I was like, you know what? I am gonna do this, and I'm gonna figure it out somehow, some way. When it came to the production side of things, again, I told you I had left everything behind
Yeah.
for so many years.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for Vin. He refreshed a lot of my memory when it came to production, and also taught me a lot of new things too. So shout out to him again.
Man, these guys, I really, kudos to them. I don't know how their brain is wired, that it's easy for them to fucking put this shit out. Like, they just fucking pick up the instrument and they just fucking shit out ideas, which is, again, man, it's I'm very proud to know such people, and they've been a lot of help in my own career as well, in my journey, helping me out here and there, giving ideas which you don't find.
I am exactly. I'm actually proud to be working with them.
Dude, as I told you
on
offline,
Cypher.
I told you as when we were talking offline, I told you, dude, you have amazing people on board. These guys, they know their shit.
I know, but again, it's not even about the skill. We just gel well together. I mean,
the chemistry is there, man. The chemistry is there.
Exactly, it's there. We've known each other since we were kids, and we had lost contact for so many years. Reap and Sow Part 2 from Emadi brought us back.
Mm-hmm.
Through that came Cypher, because Emadi, I can never have members in it. I can never do that, because it's very personal. It's extremely personal.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely. So that's when I came up with the idea of Cypher. I'm like, you know what? Let's start Cypher as a side thing for me.
Mm-hmm. And the whole Cypher thing just came out of the blue, or it was just a talk between you guys and just suddenly?
It was a lot of back and forth. It was conversation after conversation, a lot of back and forth, a lot of brainstorming.
Whose idea was it? Was it yours or the guy's?
Mine.
Okay.
Mine.
So you wanted a different outlet to, try different stuff.
It wasn't that, because look, the whole agenda was, okay, fine. I did a bit of the heavy stuff with Emadi. I'm gonna try to tone it down from here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put most of the heavy stuff, or if not even all of it, into Cypher. So all of the prog, Tesseract-ish, periphery kind of stuff is all gonna be in Cypher. While I tone Emadi down a notch.
Like, where do you think Emadi will land? Can you give us like a hint?
Inshallah, I pray for this.
Mm-hmm.
Inshallah, film scoring. Inshallah.
I mean, dude, I'm not trying to blow smoke off your ass, but it has a huge ass fucking potential. Like, you can actually reach out. You can actually reach out, because there is people that they look for soundtracks or like, movie scores for their films, short films and stuff like this. And your shit really fucking... You are actually, to be honest with you, there is another artist that I brought on the channel. His name is Mshari. His own project called Dusk. He's from Saudi. He is very versatile as well, and he has a lot of like movie type of score. Like, he has a lot of ambient stuff happening. I even told him the same thing, and we were talking to him, and he said that there is a lot of ways to get your your music to produce, like, to movie producers and people like this, that they get interested in it. You can do, for example, the Monolith, you can actually use it in a section of a movie of something tragic it's happening, or some like like a challenge, or like something happening. It really suits that stuff. That's why I told you, like, straight up, this shit really fucking works for movies.
Thank you. That's the entire goal. I'm already working on a few things with some other people on the outside for Emadi, while trying to still build my music portfolio. So I'll keep Emadi as more of the ambient, dreamy, feeler, score-ish soundtrack kind of thing, while Cypher will be the very aggressive version of Emadi, basically. Yeah.
Which again, man, I mean, it's a good section. We can jump and listen to Caution Said the Wind, which again, this is one of your other singles. So we're gonna give it a listen, and we're gonna come back to it so we can. Oh, it's okay. Tell me, did I say it wrong again?
Yeah. So Caution Said the Wind is within the same single as the Monolith.
Okay. So again, it's like parts, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's track 1, track 2 within one single.
So which one is first? This one is first.
The Monolith is first. Second comes Caution Said the Wind.
Okay, so thank God I played it in the correct order.
Yeah, title track. Anyways, man, shoot for the stars. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're going to be listening to Caution Said the Wind, and it's from the Emadi projects, and we're going to get back to Ahmed so he can, explain how was the journey behind this. So, here you go. I've noticed one thing. Your tracks are like, is it intentional that you kept it short, or was it like you just made it this much?
It just went up to that level. So one thing I do in my writing process is I don't push it. Mm-hmm. So if I come up with a track and it sounds just beautiful, in 1 minute, I'll keep it as that.
That's the thing. You are like,
why push it?
You are like literally, what? You're the third musician that said this. Rest of the people, they just want to fucking shove shit. Like, I don't know, but
don't do that. Never do that. I see a lot of people do that. It just becomes overkill. So if you have your entire energy, the correct form of energy, in that 1 minute, leave it as that.
It's because like people it is explaining it. Yeah.
Exactly, because people can actually pick up. By the way, you can actually tell in a track when things are kind of shoved in and forced in. Yep. You can absolutely tell.
Yep.
I've heard 4-minute tracks where you can tell it was as we say in Arabic, غصب.
It's like forcing it.
Forcing it. Okay, I've heard 1 minute tracks which just beautiful.
It's enough.
Expresses itself.
Yeah.
In that 1 minute, and it was done for.
I mean, dude, this track is one of my favorites from this whole fucking singles that you released. The Monolith, again, it's amazing. So these two really, really, really complement each other, and it is a story, as you said. And the only thing I hope is that one day I see this, as you said, for a movie score, because it really fits. It really fits. And
Inshallah.
you know, that's the sad part about this region. You know, we are in we are in a section of the world that this type of genre or this type of music, it's not that appreciated. It's still considered as a very underground topic, and there is not much outlet for us other than just putting it out for ourselves and just, you know, try our hard. I mean, again, the situation is way easier now for musicians to find different platforms online to get recognition. But we're talking we're talking here, like, what would you advise, like, if you had the opportunity to change something for the Dubai music scene, what would it be?
I really cannot comment on that, Ahmed, for the given reason that I was away for 10 years.
I mean, okay, now you're coming back to it. You're coming back to it, and you see there's gigs.
I still haven't mingled with anyone or anything. I just literally, after 8 to 10 years, I went to one gig last week.
But I mean, you were in touch with the whole news, like who was releasing, like, you know, us and, like, you know, the bands that you know.
Yeah, you guys only, but
other than that, really, you don't have.
Yeah, what was really going on?
But I mean,
what has been going on, what was going on, I have no clue. So I have yet to find out.
I mean, why I'm asking you this, because the environment and the aura and the energy back in the days in those all ages gigs, or the gigs that used to happen a decade ago, was way different. You know, do you think that, you know, I mean, with you being like the second or the third Emarati rock or metal artist that, you know, coming out, you see that the music scene is growing, or it still needs to push more to be, like, you know, established as a major thing in this region?
I see it growing. I see it slowly resurfacing again. Slowly. In comparison to, you know, the talk I was hearing when it was completely dead. But based from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing over the internet and the gig I went to last week, plus Musif awards as well, there's a lot that is actually going on now, and it's going to kick off hard. And
I mean, again, I was really happy that you got nominated and everything. But how did you feel? How did you feel that, you know, you got picked up as an Emarati artist to represent the country of UAE, to be one of the few rock and metal artists to, you know, represent the country? What was your feeling?
I was in absolute shock. And it was really a proud moment.
How was the first thing that when they gave you a call or, like, contacted you, like, didn't you tell them that, are you guys, maybe you got the wrong number or, like, the wrong page?
So I'll tell you what happened exactly. So one fine morning, I had work to do in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
I drove to Abu Dhabi. I got to the office in Abu Dhabi itself. I get there, I sit down, my phone is going haywire.
Really?
Buzzing. Mention after mention. Like, what is going on? خير يعني شو اللي صاير الحين؟ شو السالفة؟ خير يعني عسى ما شر. I open it up, Instagram, mention after mention, and I see my picture over there.
So it was just out of the blue, like.
It was just out of the blue. Yeah. It was just, like, completely out of the blue. It was it was an absolute shocker, but yeah, it was a beautiful feeling.
And by the way,
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. And by the way, more would come, more opportunities.
Inshallah.
It will happen. It will happen.
For
definitely.
everyone, inshallah. For everyone.
Hopefully,
for everyone
man,
out there. for every artist out there that is putting in the work, putting in the time and the effort.
Exactly. Yeah.
يعني in Arabic I am going to say أتمنى لكم إن شاء الله كل التوفيق. أنتم تستاهلون.
It's like how to translate it in English is like
means I wish nothing but the best for you.
Yeah,
all.
nothing
you all deserve
but the
it.
best. Yeah. But I was about to ask you this because this whole shift of local musicians attacking and using this opportunity, it's happening in Saudi. And there's shit ton of bands. I mean, there was bunch of them, not bunch of them. There was one person, one of the organizers from the Saudi scene. Her name is Gigi Arabia. She goes by the organization called Heavy Arabia as well. She was part of the thing as well. It's a massive thing that's happening for this region. That
indeed.
Saudi being like, you know, closed up for all these years, and suddenly a tiny opportunity, and everyone is fucking helping each other and putting this thing out that, you know, Saudi has musicians as well, a lot of fucking metal bands, a lot of different artists, which I hope one day to see, because I'm happy when I told you today is like, including you, I just know 4 Emarati artists, you know, including Meta Rust and Bafuri and I mean, I think Bafuri, they changed their band name to something else. It's great to see that, you know, there is local talent as well. It's not only the immigrants. You know where I'm going with this?
I mean, that's something we used to talk about even back then.
Yep.
Back then, many years ago, it was like, why aren't we seeing a lot or any of my own people do this? And it was a frustrating thing. The only guy I knew who was in the scene and pretty upfront was
Rahma,
from
Perversion. Yeah.
Only him.
But again, I didn't know that Rahma is local. Like, you know, he's from UAE. I was like, all the time, I thought he's Syrian or Jordanian. Then he's like, fuck, I'm local. I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
And again, like, you know, like as far as I talked to Mahmoud a couple of weeks back, he said they're writing and they're gonna come back. They like, I just want to hear new stuff, man. Like I'm like, there's
those guys should come back. They should come back. If you want to talk about the grassroots of death metal, it's those guys, 100%.
Who do you suggest? Yeah, I was about to ask you, who do you suggest, like, for people that they want to see musicians from Dubai, that you want to see them back on track and like releasing shit and, you know, playing gigs? Who do you?
Nerve Cell is 1, 2, Perversion. These 2 is a must, in my opinion. That has to come back because these 2 made history for the scene. Both bands did.
Yeah, they did a lot.
Yeah, they should still exist. They should.
I mean, Perversion needs to get back, and I'm sure Nerve Cell is like because they released the tour dates for in June.
Exactly.
So I hope to see them live here in Dubai, man. It's been a while since I've seen Nerve Cell live, and they're insane.
Yeah. Nerve Cell has a couple of good things, inshallah, coming up for them. As per what Barney told me last time, was very happy to hear that.
Sad at the same time. You know, sad at the same time. You know, the whole thing that happened to the band, which is like a really tragic thing. But you know, before we close the session, Ahmed, and again, thank you very much for, you know, dedicating this time to be here with us and, like, you know, share your journey and your, you know, the whole emotion roller coaster that you've been into all these years, and, you know, explain to us about the Emadi project and how it worked out, and we listened to a couple of your tracks. But, you know, for a closer, being an Emarati artist, what do you have to say to the rest of the locals or artists that they want to be, you know, to pursue this type of genre or, you know, this type of journey? What do you have, like, a word of advice for the Emarati fellows?
Don't be shy. Don't be me a couple of years ago. Do not do that. If you know that you're skilled and you know that you're talented, put yourself out there.
Because you know, there is a lot of restrictions. You know, as I said, this whole thing is not established here. So you being one of them, it actually like you can motivate the others. So
I would not say restrictions, Ahmed. I would say it's based on the family in the end of the day, Ahmed. I mean, Alhamdulillah Rabbil
Yeah, that
Alameen. I come
believes in
from
the
a
tradition. Yeah.
yeah, I come from a very supportive family that has supported me through and through to whichever genre of music I wanted to get into.
Hmm. Hmm. Which is great, man. I mean,
Yeah, some families go a bit stricter, and I do understand why. It's because of the bad stigma that's around metal.
yep.
مع الأسف الشديد يعني
Yeah, it's like,
for
yeah.
all these years يعني.
Yeah, immediately Satanism.
عبدة الشياطين وما أدري شو وما أدري شو, but yeah, you know the drill. You know the drill. But you and I, and plus everyone else out there knows that that's not the case.
We need more people such as you to, shed more light on this, and, because it needs to happen. It's the time, and it's like, we are in the era of all these things. We need to get out and, like, showcase, because there's a lot of other people that are just fucking putting anything that they think it's nice online, and it's actually booming. So why the hell not you do your thing and put it out, regardless of your nationality? But it's I'm really happy and proud that there is a lot of talent coming from Dubai as well, because as I told you, as you've seen it before as well, it was dead for a while, but now things things are catching up, and I hope to see you live, because I really want to see you live.
Inshallah.
Because I never seen you live. I want to, like, see if you have, like,
I've never played live.
Do you have stage
I've
fright
never
or something?
played live. I mean, I won't know until I try. I have never played live. Never. I've always wanted to.
Listen, I will give you a piece of advice. If you want to be, like, unique in your shit, make sure you bring your own fucking sound guy. That's the only down part. Bring your sound guy, fix your own sound, and that's it. You're good to go.
I was actually talking to someone in specific about this. I was like, if ever Emadi goes live, and if not Emadi, Cypher, you will be our sound
have
guy.
someone. Yeah. Dude, have
it's
someone.
One guy. His name is Barry Qassab.
Barry Qassab, yeah, I
Shout
know,
out
man.
to
That
him.
guy is legit, man.
Yeah.
He knows his shit, man.
He knows his stuff very well, and I've spoken to him multiple times. I said, if ever Emadi goes live, and if not Emadi, definitely Cypher, you will be our sound guy.
And again, it's good that you're getting a metalhead on board, because he understands this shit and he knows how to tweak the shit for you, and it's easier for you to go to explain things to him. He will not, like, man. Why I'm telling you this, because so many times we fix something, and when it comes to the showtime, it's just something else. The sound is just different. That's the only down part, that it might, like, demotivate you when you're on stage. But don't let any of that get to you. Get your own sound. Yeah, get your sound guy. Let them help you out, and, like, get that perfection that you're looking for. With
Inshallah.
Again, man, thank you very much for joining us tonight, man. I hope you
Thank you
enjoyed
for having me, man.
Because
I loved it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, don't mention it. We could, again, as I always tell my guests, this is not the last time I'm bringing you on. Definitely, you're gonna be releasing new music, so I need to fucking showcase it. So you're welcome anytime to jump on a session with me. And if it's not about music, if you want to talk about any other topic, let's hit it, man. I'm up for talking, and we can talk for, like, fucking hours.
More than happy to, Habibi.
Yeah,
more than happy to.
It's been a while. This is actually, like, after what, like, you can say a good fucking 9 to 10 years that we're actually sat down and had
speaking properly.
Yeah, but again, we
and
didn't
that too virtually.
Yeah, and that too virtually. Which is sad. We live in the same city. But again, man, it's good to see you healthy, and you're doing your thing, and you're you're doing great, and I hope all the best for you, and inshallah, again, more nominations, more awards coming your way, and I want to see you on the top, and raise the flag of UAE, and, like, fucking say that
أجمعين.
Hope for everyone.
For everyone, for every Emarati, non-Emarati, whoever it is that is doing their level best, I wish them nothing but the best.
All the best for you as well. But again, before we close out, I already mentioned your IG page, which is Emadi Music Official. It's under your video frame over here. But go ahead and tell them where they can find you on the social media and, like, the other platforms that you are on.
Mainly IG. And if they're looking for my music, they'll find it
Spotify.
everywhere.
Yeah, and on Spotify and YouTube.
They'll find it on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Deezer. It's everywhere.
It's good, man. And you have anything new that's coming up from Emadi, or it's on standby for now, and you're working on Cypher?
Uh, I mean, we're almost done with the first single from
Mhm.
Cypher. All that's left is Aaron's last vocal part, and inshallah, we'll do the mixing and mastering and everything else. We'll start showcasing everything right after Ramadan, inshallah.
Hopefully, we're all
For
really looking forward to it, man. Because
inshallah,
yeah,
for
these guys,
Emadi, I have a lot of halfway done tracks.
I understand what you say.
Yeah.
He like after every once in a while you visit one of them. I want to add something here.
Exactly,
But
exactly. So I'm still trying to work on those at the same time.
hope all the best for you, man. You gotta get it done, and we're gonna see
Inshallah,
more things from you.
inshallah.
So, guys, don't forget to drop him a follow at Amadi Music Official on IG and the other platforms. You can just look it up by Amadi itself. You can listen to all his music. Please drop him a follow. The guy is a cool cat. He has great music, and he's a great musician and a person in general. He's a great soul. He's a genuine sportsman. But other than that, give us a follow at Convos and Chill on IG as well, or linktree.com/Convos and Chill. You can get all the links to our platforms. And don't forget to give the wifey a follow as well at She's a Phoenix if you want any black ink designs like tribal, Maori, tattoo designs, or any piece for your for like an art piece for your house. And our brownies page as well, called Brownies by Phoenix on IG as well. We make brownies at home and we deliver it as well. But other than that, Ahmed, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed. And stay with us till we close off the session. And I wish
Sure.
you all the best. And everyone, thank you
Likewise,
very
my dear. Likewise.
likewise, brother. And everyone, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you guys next Friday. Take care. Cheers.